Hi, hope you're good. Hope everyone's doing good. Aeon says hi. Harry's bullying tutorials and music says 2-1. But it's justified bullying, so that's okay. Hope you're doing good. Fish says 5-4. You'll have to remind me, was there a 5-4? It rings a bell, but it also does not ring a bell. You'll have to remind me what that is in reference to. Fish says hi. Fish says we wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. And a third time, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I appreciate that very much. Appreciate that 2 months before Christmas, but it's never too early. But yeah, I hope you're doing good, Fish. Chewy says hello from Liverpool. How you doing, Chewy? Hope you're good. Hope all is good up north. Hope you've had a good. I was gonna say, hope you've had a good weekend. You probably haven't, given the result. But I hope you're doing okay. Kieran says, "Yo, Newcastle should win against Benfica." Yeah, they should. To be fair, I reckon they'll get the win. But yeah, hope you're doing good. Hope you've been well. Harry's bullying tutorials and music says, "Hello, how are you? Yeah, good. Just a bit tired. Bit tired, to be honest. I need another holiday. I'm exhausted. Also, a big shock. I'm injured. You're injured again. Your injury list is like who used to get injured a lot, like Thiago, like Thiago's injury list. It doesn't stop me from playing football. Sprained knee. I see. Interesting. Well, thankfully, it's not too serious. How did you get that injury? Or do I not want to know? Was it from a tackle of some sort? Chewy's a Man United fan. So Chewy had a good weekend. I'm glad somebody had a good weekend. Harry says Merry Christmas, Fish. Charlotte says hey. Ikram says hey. Yeah, that's Harry's new name. Harry's bullying tutorials and music, because he's an expert in music and also an expert in bullying. Have you injured yourself as well, Fish? You seem to be in a bit of pain. But speaking of pain, I think watching this game might be painful. It was a hard choice between this one and the Newcastle Benfica one, to be honest. I think next time I might go for Newcastle. What's the lineup, man? What's the lineup? Lineup is Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Lewis Skelly, Eze, Zubamendi, Rice, Saka, Gyökeres, Martinelli. Okay, pretty strong lineup. Does that mean Zubamendi and Rice are going to be holding, and Eze is going to be in front of them? I guess we'll find out soon. Atletico have got Oblak, Lorente, Lenormand, Jimenez, Hanko, Simeone, not that Simeone, a different Simeone, Barrios, Koke, Gonzalez, Soloth, and Alvarez. Very nice. Yeah, Arsenal probably win. But a draw's possible. I can't lie. Fish says, "Godfish, you stink." Well, you are a fish. That tends to come. Jesus Christ! Can you hear someone crying? What the hell is that? But anyway, that does. Again, there's someone crying outside. That does tend to come with the territory of being a fish. But this match is kicked off. There you go. Harry's providing context on his injury. Went in for a tackle and he fell on my knee. Got to wear a knee brace. It's an injury I've had before though, so interesting. So it's a recurring injury of some sort. Um, I mean, it sounds like it was your fault. You went in for a tackle and he fell on my knee. Was it like, did you foul him? Did you kind of foul him? Or was it like was it an accidental coming together? Got to wear a knee brace. That's always nice. Was this at school? Does your school have like a supply of knee braces? They must do. That's pretty good. We did not have knee braces back in my day. It's an injury I've had before, so well, hopefully it gets better. Hopefully it gets better soon. Charlotte says Firmino, Kaut, or Garcia. I'd probably leave the order. I'll probably leave the order like that. Firmino number 1, Kaut number 2, Garcia number 3. Fish has turned Scottish, as he says, yeah. Free kick to Arsenal, but it's too far out for them to do anything with. Will Kirkers provide at least 5 assists? I mean, I don't know how many assists he's got. The whole Kirkers situation is weird because you buy this marauding fullback for about 40 million, 45 million, whose strength is getting up and down the pitch, whose strength is putting crosses in, whose strength is the attacking side of the game, who was in the team of the season last year for being an attacking fullback. And what you do with him, you turn him into a centre back. So kind of given how he's currently being played, I think he might struggle. I mean, he'll probably get 5, but he'll struggle to get as many as he could. The thing is with Kirkes, I want to see him out wide, and the thing that irks me is even when he gets out wide, which seems to be like a Hail Mary thing at the end of the game, even when he gets out wide, he's then running inside rather than running outside, and it's like, what are we doing here? And it must be tactical. It must be tactical, otherwise he wouldn't start. So this must be instruction from the manager. But yeah, apparently they're having some sort of crisis meeting today. So hopefully they can sort that out. Fish says people who miss Fish with a downward arrow, and then the next message was from Fish. So Fish misses Fish, and Harry also misses Fish. Says it was my fault. I won the ball, but I slipped. It was just with my mates on Saturday. I was in goal. Ooh. Eze with the shot there hits the post. I was in goal and my foot went, which is why I slid him. It was right. So it's your dad's knee brace. Okay, makes sense. Because for a second I was like, oh, your school carries like medical equipment. That's pretty cool. But yeah, it was on the weekend. But yeah, hope you make a quick recovery. You do seem to recover in like 2 minutes from serious injuries. You do have a tendency to say, yeah, my leg fell off the other day, and I'm like, what? And then you're like, you know what, I'm fine. So you do recover pretty quickly. So hopefully the sprain does not keep you out for too long. I've also had mock exams for 2 weeks. Got 3 more to do. 2 on Thursday and 1 on Friday. Wow. Is that mock exams for GCSEs or A levels? And what subjects have you got? I can't lie. I don't miss mock exams, but I hope they go well. Jonathan is here. Says hi everyone. It's me, Jonathan, our resident chess expert. North London forever. Hope you're good, Jonathan. Hope the chess is going well. Reluctant Gamer, how you doing? Says hey. My team Newcastle is playing. Yeah, Benfica, isn't it? I think Kieran was saying earlier he reckons Newcastle will win. To be honest, I reckon you'll win as well. Let's have a quick look at your lineup. You got Pope, Trippier, that Malik Thior guy, who looks pretty good. Sven Botman, Dan Burn, Gamares, Miley, Ramsey, Murphy, Voltermaid, and Gordon. And to be honest, I don't know too much about the Benfica team. Otamendi, Silva. And you're at home as well, so yeah, I think you should win that one, to be fair. Should be another win for Eddie Howe's boys. And Ikram also says right facts. Ninja Gaiden came out today. I saw that. I didn't even know they were making a new Ninja Gaiden. I was like, what? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old and I don't follow the gaming news. I mean, I do, but I do follow the gaming news. But yeah, I didn't know they were coming out with a. I didn't know they were coming out with a new Ninja Gaiden game. Not gonna get it. Only an 8 out of 10. Maybe it's one of those to kind of wait until it comes on sale. Because Ninja Gaiden is it Gaiden? Ninja Gaiden, from what I remember, was more like a third person, not so much a beat 'em up, but more of a kind of third person slasher type of game. So those are fun. But yeah, I probably wouldn't pay full price. What's your favorite fighting game of all time? Depends what you class as fighting. I think in the games that are in the style of Ninja Gaiden, so you know, not a one-on-one, but one guy versus multiple enemies, I'd probably go for God of War 3, which is the one on the PS3, not the new one. God of War 3 was my absolute favorite. But in terms of one-on-one fighting games, I'm not particularly into those so much. I wish I was, but I just I'm pretty impatient. No, what I'd actually go for, to be fair, one-on-one fighting game. Do you remember the Fight Night games, the boxing games? Those were good. Those were pretty good. Ankit, aka Batman, says hi. Hope you're good, Ankit. I hope all is well in Gotham City. Hope you're keeping Gotham City safe. Harry says, not this one though. I need some time. It won't keep me out. Just stop my full potential. Yeah. The thing is though, they can never keep you down. They try to keep you down. They try to keep you down, but they never can. You recover quicker than Superman. But yeah, I think you'll be okay. I think you'll be. How's the music going? Have you picked that back up yet, or have you picked any games back up yet? Or I guess to be fair, you're probably busy with the mock exams. Fish says Sven Botman lungs. Can you provide clarity on that? Do you think he's got a good lung capacity? I haven't seen Ramsey play for us yet. Excited to see how he does. Yeah. It was an interesting transfer. I can't lie, but yeah, excited to kind of see how he does in a different team. Jonathan says, I changed my club for the last time. Now it's Arsenal. That's why I said North London forever. Okay. Who else is North London? It could have been Spurs. It could have been somebody else. But yeah. North London forever. So Arsenal's your team and Declan Rice is your favourite player. I'll try and remember that. Yeah, Jose is Benfica manager. Yeah, Jose seems to change clubs more often than I change my socks, which is every day. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how long he lasts. Oh, this is a loaded question, Charlotte's question. I'll try getting back to that. We've only got an hour and a half. Fish is saying hello. Yes, Fish, I know you are here. You didn't explain what you meant by Sven Botman lungs. You know, Sven Botman lungs. What did you mean by that? Jonathan says, a girl gave me her number today. Should I call her, and what should I say to her, and I actually like her? I mean, you could call her, but like calling seems so formal these days. Why don't you text her? Send her a message or a WhatsApp message. So no pictures, because we know what you like. But just just send her a message. Just like, I don't know, making conversation. I think that's a good middle ground. Oh yeah, okay. So these are some good suggestions. Mortal Kombat, very good. My favorite Mortal Kombat is Mortal Kombat 2. That's going back a fair amount. Tekken, also very good. Favorite Tekken is probably Tekken 3, but Tekken Tag Tournament was also very good. Street Fighter, I'll admit, not I couldn't get too much into. I was, because kind of back in the 90s, it was, are you a Mortal Kombat person or are you a Street Fighter person? And I was kind of always more of a Mortal Kombat type of guy. But yeah, like I'm familiar with all the Street Fighter characters, like Ken, Ryu, Akuma, Bison, Vega, Dalsim, Zangief. I played the game a lot, but I was always more of a Mortal Kombat guy. You remember Def Jam? Yes. Specifically, Def Jam Vendetta and Def Jam Fight for New York. The reason why I remember these is, I was saying I bought like a little handheld thing to play all the games. I think I might have mentioned this before. So I bought like a little handheld thing that can play games up to PS2 and GameCube, and I wanted to kind of use that on flights because it's little. I completed Def Jam Vendetta on that like last month. So it's interesting that you said that because I just completed that last month. But I did play it back in the day. Those Def Jam games, they're built upon the Aki engine that was used on N64 for games like No Mercy, WrestleMania 2000, WCW World Tour. So it's a very good fighting engine that. I've got like a water sensor on my sink, and it just sent me a notification, and I was like, "F is a sink leaking somewhere?" But it's just said the batteries run out, which is something. I need to make a note to replace that. Yeah, all the celebrities in that game. So you had like Method Man, Ludacris. Yeah, I was playing this a month ago. I completed the season mode. Rose Namajunas, Zangwe Lee for that. Harry's been busy with school and footy. Fair enough. Just wide there from Lewis Kelly. There's only so much time in the day, to be fair. Johnny says Jose and I are the same. Yeah, that is true. To be fair, you do, you do change clubs as often as Jose changes clubs. But are you gonna stick with Arsenal now? That seems to be the general feeling I get. Why does the blanket sit in the room too? Yeah. Fish says blue is the color. This is the song that you were reciting the other day, wasn't it? Blue is the color, Chelsea is the team, or something like that. Jonathan is going to text her after, but she told me to call her. Okay. That's good context. So if she told you to call her, ignore my advice. Then you have to call, because if she said call, but then you text, then you just look a bit weak. So then yeah, I thought she just gave you a number and then that was it. But yeah, if she said to call her, then if you text her, it will look like you're kind of chickening out. So yeah, just go for the call. But make sure you know what you're gonna say. Yeah, Mortal Kombat 2 I think was the best Mortal Kombat. Tekken 3 and Tag, yeah, those are the ones I had growing up. Yeah, Mortal Kombat is so much more fun because it's just so much more over the top. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's made by like a company called Retroid or something. Um, it took about 2 weeks to turn up because it came from China. But yeah, completed Def Jam Vendetta on that. Was playing a bit of God of War on the plane. Was playing a bit of Crazy Taxi on the plane. I tried playing a bit of Pokemon, but I think I was tired by that time. Simpsons Hit and Run, I've never played that. Yeah, the Def Jam games are very good because they're built upon that the Aki engine for N64. But the complaint with that engine was maybe it was a bit too slow, the combat. And in the Def Jam games, they increased the speed, so they fixed their issue. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's not too big as well, so you can easily just kind of pour it in your pocket. Fish says Kevin Campbell, Willie Orban, Peter Gulashi. I mean, these are different positions. I mean, Peter Gulashi was a keeper. Kevin Campbell, I think, was a midfielder. And Willie Orban, I think you just wanted to say Willie. Play Jedi Survivor. I tried not Jedi Survivor, but what was the one before Jedi Survivor? Fallen Order, that's one. Jedi Fallen Order. Like, I tried to play it, but I just couldn't quite get into it, to be honest with you. Like, it's like I like the idea of it, and I like the idea of the kind of combat with the lightsaber. But this is gonna sound really, really weird, but it just wasn't violent enough. And I'm not a huge fan of kind of platforming, like jumping on a rock and then jumping to the next rock. That irks me. Yeah, Jedi Fallen Order. I almost feel like I need to revisit that. Although, to be fair, I did visit it twice. But maybe Jedi Survivor is a bit better. There was a good Star Wars game back in the day. You know, with Starkiller in it. There's this bold guy called Starkiller. What's the Starkiller game? The Force Unleashed. The Force Unleashed back in the day. That was a very good game. Arsenal is Arsenal are through, but saved by Oblak. Arsenal is my ride or die. But still, when I see someone say something bad about Barcelona, I don't even realize that I start defending Barcelona. It was my first club. I see. So you still feel a level of attachment to Barcelona. I mean, they did very well today, to be fair. 6-1 win. I saw Rashford got a couple of goals. Does that mean Barcelona are your ride or die? Or can you have two rides or dies? But yeah, I mean, to be fair, some people do support multiple teams. So, whatever works for you. I won't lie, multiple teams in the same league is a bit weird. But multiple teams in general, whatever works for you. Yeah, you were saying earlier, what do you think of Liverpool's tactics on the slot? I can't lie, it's a bit weird. It's there's quite a few things I feel weird. Number one, it feels a bit kind of disjointed. Like the defense, the midfield, and the attack, they feel like three separate entities, which is and they don't seem to be kind of moving or kind of operating in sequence. It just feels like three kind of separate boxes, which kind of makes the formation look a bit disjointed and makes the tactics also look a bit disjointed. There were periods against Man United the other day where there was just a giant hole. There was just like a giant hole in the middle of the pitch. And it's like, where are the defenders supposed to pass the ball to? So I find the tactics in general a bit odd. Given the kind of lack of synergy between the lines. That's one odd thing. The second odd thing, I guess, is with Salah, where last season you could say they didn't mind him not defending as much because because he was delivering output. So the fact that he was scoring goals meant that him not defending as much wasn't necessarily the biggest issue. But now that he's not really scoring as much, that has become a bit of an issue, I think, to a certain degree. Because in a sense, you've got a player who's not defending and not scoring. So to a certain degree, and this is probably putting it a bit harshly, but to a certain degree, you're kind of playing with 10. So I think he also needs to resolve the kind of Salah situation. One easy way to kind of resolve that, I think, is maybe put Chiesa in, or maybe change the formation to put put Ekitike and what's his name, Isak up top together. That could be something that could work. But I think something definitely needs to be done about that. Another odd thing is the whole kind of Kirkes situation, whereby, and it's something we were talking about earlier, where Kirkes was bought to be like an attacking fullback to get up and down the pitch. Or maybe not bought for that reason, but those are his strengths based on how he plays last season in the Premier League, and those are his strengths based on how he plays for the national team. So you buy a player with specific strengths, but then you don't play them like that. So I think you need to sort out the Kirkes situation. And also the right back situation is also weird. I'm not sure Bradley is 100% fit. And I'm also confused as to why Frimpong doesn't play, why Frimpong seems to get a few minutes here and there. Another option potentially is to put kind of Frimpong in Salah's position. I mean, that could work as well. That's another opportunity. That's another possibility. And I think in general they're just not creating enough for the forward line. There's not enough kind of creativity, and as a result, everything suffers. So the tactics are a bit odd. Is it the end of the world? No, but I think he needs to try something different, because what he's trying doesn't really seem to be working. Cengiz says hi, hello from Zandam. How are you, Cengiz? I hope you are good. Hope you're having a good week so far. The girl that Jonathan likes is 19, and she's a Dortmund fan. Interesting. Is that okay then? If she's a Dortmund fan, I don't detect. That doesn't feel like a serious issue. Like if she was a Spurs fan, for example, that could get quite contentious. But being a Dortmund fan, that's probably fine, to be honest. Ooh, close for Atletico Madrid, but just goes wide. Still 0-0 here. Cengiz says, always, thanks bro, good to hear, good to hear you're doing well. Yeah, David Raya just kind of faffing about with the ball, gets tackled near the corner flag. Alvarez tries to kind of shoot from out wide, but just misses. Jonathan says, I almost forgot to bully you because of your game against Man U. Your club are so bad, man. You can F them. Your club legend is cook. Your CB starts the twerking. The twerking is weird. Isak is a flop. Isak doesn't have any service. Verts is 0010. Your left winger was having a woodwork challenge. You and your club are cooked. I am not cooked, but my club, my club is cooked. But I'm hoping, I'm hoping they can sort it out. I'm hoping they can sort it out, and I think the manager has earned the right to sort it out. A lot of people are saying they should kind of change managers, but to me that's a bit too brash at this point. He had a very good season last year. Now he's going through a rough patch. I think you at the very least give him the opportunity to try and get out of that rough patch, because everybody was happy to kind of big him up last year when he was winning the league. So kind of practice what you preach. When if he's really as good as you were saying last year, give him the opportunity to rectify this situation. Could Ekitike prove critics wrong? You'll have to provide a bit more context on that. Ekitike got a couple of goals. I don't know how many goals he's got. Like maybe 4 or 5, something like that. Now he's kind of out of the team, but there are some rumors that for the Frankfurt game tomorrow, it's gonna be Ekitike on the left, Isak in the middle, and Chiesa on the right. So hopefully, hopefully now that he's starting, hopefully now that he's starting, he can be a bit more effective, because the thing is, when he was starting, he was scoring. And now that he's kind of coming off the bench, it's a lot harder. I think it's a lot harder to put form together. It's a lot harder to develop rhythm when you're playing 10 minutes here, 15 minutes here. So I think maybe starting him is the right approach. Cengiz says, bro, Turkey, respect. Yeah, I mean, Galatasaray beat Liverpool. Ooh, Atletico. I think they've missed their chance. Jonathan says your manager is a no hair having fraud. That's rich considering considering who you support. The irony is quite funny if you think about it. Yeah, Turkey. That's the correct spelling. Turkiye. Who said Turkey though? Am I missing something? Did it say Turkey somewhere? I'm trying to find it, but I might be lost. It's Turkey. It's Turkey. It's Turkey. Christian says, "Hey, what's up? Nothing much. Where are you from? England, UK. How about you? What's your favorite snack to enjoy in the summer? Watermelon. Watermelon's pretty good. Ice cream's pretty good. But to be honest, summer's more of a summer feels like more of a drink type of time. So water, to be honest. Is Frimpong's attacking contribution more valuable than Trent ever was? Again, it's tough to say, because I feel like with Frimpong, he's played about 5 minutes. He's played like a few minutes here and there. I'm not even convinced that he's played more than I'm not even convinced he's played more than kind of 2 hours. So the thing is, like, if he hasn't had the opportunity to show that, we can't really form a conclusion. Like I kind of presumed when they bought Frimpong, okay, Frimpong's going to be like a attacking outlet on the right. But the thing is, they don't even play the guy. They just play the backup from last season. So I'm like, what exactly is the plan here? Did you just buy him because he was? Did you just buy him because he was cheap? Did you just buy him because he was versatile? I don't know. I'd like to think to a certain degree they're just waiting to kind of maybe slowly embed him into the team. I kind of hope that's what's going on here. Cengiz says it don't matter. You may say it's Turkey. But yeah, still 0-0 here. Jonathan says Trent is way better than ping pong. Sorry, Frimpong. The thing is though, like we were kind of saying previously, ping pong Frimpong hasn't really been given a chance to show what he's got. So I just want to see him get a bit of game time, and I think especially in a team that is kind of lacking in creativity and lacking in goals, you probably need a Frimpong over a Bradley. Nilai says hi. How are you, Nilai? I hope you are good. Hope all is well with you. It is still 0-0 here. Netherlands don't have good striker like Robin van Persie or Patrick Kluivert. Yeah. Who's the main striker for Netherlands now? Is it Gakpo? Because you got like Xavi Simons, you got Gakpo, you got Frimpong. So yeah, they're probably the main kind of outlets up front. But yeah, it's not like it was kind of back in the day, I don't think. Robin van Persie, Patrick Kluivert, Mattea Kesman, I don't know, he wasn't Dutch. Arjen Robben, I know he used to play a lot as a winger. But I think he did play centrally a bit as well. Ooh, is this a penalty for Arsenal? I hope not. No, it's a free kick. Thankfully. I was thinking, is that a penalty? It's not a penalty. Could Frimpong become Liverpool's first choice right back quickly? I mean, he could. I mean, if I kind of cast my mind back, he was in the team a bit initially, and then he got injured, and then kind of Bradley came in. But it's not like Bradley has been amazing either. You know what I mean? So surely free kick here for Arsenal. So surely if Bradley's not doing it, at least kind of give Frimpong more of a chance. I think Frimpong will get a chance now because in the kind of 10 minutes that he had the other day, he looked pretty good. Put some good kind of crosses in. And I think he might have played a part. I think he might have played a part in the goal. So I hope he gets more of a chance now. But it'll be interesting to see if he plays as Right back or right winger? It wouldn't be surprise. It wouldn't surprise me if Salah gets dropped. If Salah gets dropped, and they decide to play Frimpong in his position instead of Arsenal have scored, but they're offside. Yeah, as I was saying, it wouldn't surprise me if Salah gets dropped, and they play Frimpong in his position instead of Chiesa. Way Ghost, or what his name was, he was very tall. He played against Argentina last World Cup. He was a good striker. Where is he now? You can look him up. Weghorst. Doesn't he play for Newcastle now? Weghorst. No. That's I'm getting confused. So Wout Weghorst plays for Ajax. It's Voltemade who plays for Newcastle. But yeah, Weghorst, 6'6", pretty tall. Dutch. He went on loan, didn't he? He went on loan to Man United a couple of years ago. Yeah, but he's at Ajax now. 31 games, 15 goals, which is not bad, to be fair. Not bad at all. That's a word. Which Liverpool player would score most in a crossbar challenge? Oh, Newcastle have scored, by the way. The thing is with this damn... it's Gordon, okay. Anthony Gordon scored for Newcastle. Who would win a crossbar challenge? I mean, when he used to be at the club, I'm tempted to say Thiago, but he's not there anymore. Maybe McAllister or somebody like that would probably win. Yeah, Cengiz is correct, before Besiktas. So he was at loan at Besiktas, and then he went on loan to Man United, and then he went on loan to Hoffenheim. Ikram from the last match, I will say. Yeah, no. That's correct, to be fair. That's the proper answer. Gakpo managed to kind of hit the post or hit the bar every 5 minutes. So yeah, Gakpo's the better answer. Turkey. Yeah, they're just replaying the Arsenal goal, but Martinelli was just offside. Unfortunately, that happens sometimes. Who is the best Liverpool winger for positioning and crossing? I mean, they feel like kind of two completely different things, to be fair. For positioning, I'd say probably Salah, because I think he gets into good positions for the goals that he scores. Granted, not so much this season, but last season especially, I felt like he would always get into kind of good positions for the goals that he'd score. But crossing, I mean, none of them really strike me as being kind of particularly good at crossing. Now I think about it. I mean, Salah's not a particularly good crosser. Gakpo's not a particularly good crosser. Chiesa, not a particularly good crosser. Rio Ngamoa, not particularly good crosser. I'd be tempted to maybe say Frimpong for crossing, even though he doesn't really play. Even though he doesn't really play as a winger much for Liverpool. But Frimpong feels like the one. Ooh, Eze just collided with a Atletico Madrid player. You eat it. To be honest, I don't think I've ever eaten it, to be fair. Like, I've had chicken a lot, but I don't think I ever have. Come to think about it. Johnny says, R.I.P. everyone. Yeah, Smash Brothers. I've never really played Smash Brothers, to be fair. I need to maybe get into it because it's one of those games that kind of people go kind of crazy over, and people are really into, and it has a really really big fan base. But me personally, I've never really been into it. I tried playing it maybe a year ago, but it seemed to have a pretty steep learning curve. And I might need to give it another shot. Oh, just gone wide. Can Verts redefine Liverpool's midfield creativity? He can, like, if he will play him. that's the issue. He seems to kind of be more of a sub now, but when he's been coming off the bench, he's been looking pretty good. I can't lie. Against Man United, it looked pretty good, kind of coming off the bench. And you'd probably say he's the most creative one. I mean, McAllister's creative, but I'd say Verts is more creative. He's definitely more creative than Jones. Definitely more creative than Szoboszlai. Definitely more creative. Who am I missing? Then Gravenberch. So yeah, I mean, but whether for him to redefine it, I think he needs to play. I think he needs to play a bit more, get a bit more game time. But I think the rumors are that he is gonna start tomorrow. I have an interesting fact. The Reds' first goalkeeper to score was Bruce Grobbelaar. Interesting. I wonder who has the most goals. Surely that's got to be Alisson. Alisson seems to score at least one goal a season. Oh, just gone wide. Yeah, Smash Bros. Mouthful, 100%. To be honest, I don't really know the difference. I presume one of them is for the Wii. One of them is for. What other consoles have there been? There's the Wii, the Switch, maybe one for the GameCube or kind of something like that. That's what I'd presume. Do you think Liverpool's squad depth is strong enough for all competitions? It is. I mean, squad depth in terms of players, yes, I think it is. I think there's a lot of quality there. I think the issue is more. I think the issue is more around. I think the issue is more around the tactics. I think they've got good personnel, got good goalkeepers, got good defenders, got good midfielders, got good forwards. So in terms of kind of squad depth from a player perspective, yeah. But I think the issue is more kind of tactical, to be honest with you. It's Haram Ball versus Haram Ball today. Both teams 30% possession of the ball and 2 shots. Yeah, it's I can't lie. I was expecting a bit of a slow game, but there hasn't really been any kind of proper clear cut chances. I think Haram Ball is an accurate description. Who covers right back when Gomez is out? I mean, you'd think the kind of right back kind of hierarchy is Frimpong, Bradley, and then Gomez. So probably Frimpong or Bradley, whoever's not playing. The new era says Arsenal are so jank. Indeed, they are. Of all the kind of halves of football that I recall recently, I don't remember one kind of quite so slow, and I don't remember one quite so uneventful. Do you support Arsenal, or do you support a different team? But yeah, I'm trying to find some of the stats. If you look at this, expected goals for Arsenal 0.65. Expected goals for Atletico Madrid 0.24. I think that alone tells you all you need to know. Big chances for Arsenal 2. Big chances for Atletico Madrid 1. 9 shots for Arsenal, which is not bad, but I guess not many of them. I guess not many of them were big chances. Who do Arsenal have on the bench? Who can they maybe bring on? They got Trossard. I mean, Trossard's always good for a goal, to be fair. They got Kepa, who's a keeper. Tommy Setford, keeper. Mosquera, who's a defender. Ben White, who's a defender. Hinchcape, who is a defender. Calafiori, who's a defender. Norgard, midfielder. Nwanieri. Marino as well. I know Marino is officially a midfielder, but he does play up front. Does seem to get goals, so maybe they can bring him on. And Trossard. Maybe Trossard. Trossard has a tendency to kind of get goals. When you least expect it. So maybe he could come on. Fish is back. Fish, aka Fishy Da Boy, says hi. Daniel says Eintracht Frankfurt, allez. Yeah, that game's tomorrow, isn't it? Liverpool versus Frankfurt. I think Frankfurt are at home for that one. This one, yeah. Yeah, I think Liverpool need to I think Liverpool need to get back to basics and get a win tomorrow. Bella the dog, aka Bella the cat, says Leverkusen are losing to PSG. Is it 4-1? Like I saw it at 1-0. Dang, and they've each they've each had a player sent off. 2 goals for Doué, 1 for Kvaratskhelia, one for William Pacho, and an Alex Garcia penalty for Leverkusen. Fish is at work. What work are you doing at this time, Fish? Daniel is in the stadium and he hopes Frankfurt win, which is fair enough. If Liverpool don't win, I'll at least be happy that Daniel is happy that Frankfurt win. So that's my glass half full approach. But it should be a good game, to be fair. It's a good one to go to the stadium for. Champions League game. But yeah, hope you have a good time. Yeah, 10 versus 10. 10 versus 10 in the PSG Leverkusen game. Who is it that's been sent off? Andrich has been sent off for Leverkusen. For Leverkusen, need to drink of water. Zabani has been sent off for PSG. Yeah, as Daniel's also saying that Leverkusen Paris 1-4. It's just hilarious. Every single game has a goal, apart from the one that I'm watching. Oh, what can you do? Bella the dog says Man City are winning 2-0 against Villarreal. Who scored? I bet you it was Haaland. Yeah, he got one. Haaland scored in the 17th minute, and Bernardo Silva scored in the 40th minute. Jonathan says Fish the GOAT. Yeah, Fish is the GOAT, to be fair. Daniel says, and the Liverpool coach, when Liverpool lose this game. Yeah, I think that's gonna increase the pressure. From my perspective, like I'd give him a bit of time to kind of sort it out. But you never know how these things work. You never know how these things work in reality. 5 losses in a row will be quite damning. But to be honest, even if they lose, I don't think he'll be in serious trouble. I think they'll give him a bit of time to kind of sort it out. Fish says Johnny the GOAT. And Jonathan says Fish the GOAT. But Fish says Johnny the GOAT. Bella the dog says Birmingham are winning against Preston North End 1-0. Nice. Is that in the league? It seems there's been a goal in every single game. in every single game apart from the one that I'm watching, which is absolutely fantastic. Jonathan is a fan of Fish, as you can see. And then says, thank you, Fish. I really appreciate that. That's from there. Some very kind words from Jonathan. Liverpool mission is to win the cup, isn't it? Says Daniel. Yes, yeah. That's the mission. That's the mission. That's the target. Yes. I don't think they're doing too bad. In the table. So they've got 3 points from 2 games. So a win and a loss. But yeah, you think the goal is to win the competition. which becomes a lot more difficult if you lose 2 games. So hopefully they get a good result tomorrow. Bella the dog says Barcelona won 6-1. Indeed, they did. Rashford got 2 goals. Fermin Lopez got a hat trick, and Yamal got a goal as well. Probably should have watched that game, to be honest, but I think that one was on a bit earlier. Fish says, who is on the next 5 matches covers? Frankfurt Liverpool is Arthur Theat, who you corrected the other day in saying he's Belgian. Arthur Theat and Salah. Brentford Liverpool is Jordan Henderson and Isak. Real Madrid Barcelona is Mbappe and Yamal. Liverpool Crystal Palace is Wirtz and Nketiah. So it's the same Liverpool Crystal Palace cover I've been using for a while because we keep playing them. And Liverpool Aston Villa is Ekitike and Harvey Elliott. So those are the only ones I've done, which is actually 5. So you were psychic, to be fair. You were you were psychic in your predictions. Do you know where Eintracht Frankfurt is in England? I mean, I think it's like, is it like West Germany? West Germany, somewhere along there. I'll have to have a look on a map. Apparently it's more central Germany. But yeah, to be fair, it does kind of look west. Yeah, West Germany. Near Mainz, Darmstadt, Wiesbaden, Hanau, Busbach. Yeah, West Germany, I'd say. Yeah, near Mainz, yeah. Near Mainz, not too far from Stuttgart, not too far from Cologne, but very far from Berlin. In Germany, I've only been to Berlin. I might have to go to Frankfurt also. Bella the dog says, are you doing a Ireland women's versus Belgians women's stream on Friday? Unlikely, to be honest. I'll be around tomorrow. For Liverpool versus Frankfurt, and then I'll be back on the weekend, I think. So yeah, for this week it will just be today and tomorrow, and then the weekend. Do English fans know Eintracht Frankfurt? Yeah. It's I mean, a lot of English fans, they know the teams from the kind of FIFA games and that sort of thing. But yeah, many English fans, they're familiar with Eintracht Frankfurt. They're a big team. They're in the Champions League, so you have to be kind of quite a big team to be in the Champions League. But yeah, I'd say many fans are familiar. Definitely not every single fan, but many are. Jeffrey's here. Jeffrey says hi. How are you, Jeffrey? Hope you're doing good. Hope your week is going good so far. Frankfurt, Berlin, about 500 kilometers. You'll need to put that in miles for me. We more kind of deal in miles, so 500 kilometers. 310 miles. 310 miles. Yeah, that's quite far. Okay, that's quite far. That is quite far. Maybe I think I had the map a bit too kind of zoomed out. Jonathan says oil up. Thank you very much. Yeah, oil's not good for my skin, to be honest with you. My mom used to put oil on like my face when I was younger, and would always just kind of burn my face. Oil's not good for me. Fish says, which Champions League covers have you done? Just the one tomorrow, to be honest. Just the one tomorrow. So today's, which is Arsenal Atletico, and also tomorrow's Frankfurt Liverpool. Jeffrey says, why is Slot not using those players he's purchased? Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. It's a bit kind of frustrating. I mean, he's using some of them, but the ones he's using, he doesn't really seem to be using in the right way. Like, Kirkez is starting. Kirkez is playing most of the games. But kind of for me, Kirkez's strengths is more getting up and down the pitch. Kirkez's strengths are attacking. Kirkez's strengths are putting crosses in. But he doesn't have Kirkez doing that. Kirkez seems to be playing as a extra centre-back, which is really bizarre. And I'm like, if you wanted an extra centre-back, why did you not go for a centre-back? Why did you buy an attacking left-back? So I find that a bit strange, number one. And yeah, number two, with some of the players who are not playing, I find that a bit peculiar as well. Like, take, for example, Frimpong. Like, I like Bradley, but for me right now in the team, there's an absence of creativity, there's an absence of pace, and there's an absence of intensity. And I think if you need creativity, pace, and intensity, play Frimpong. Frimpong has got all of those attributes. So to be honest, I'm not too sure. I don't know if they're not doing particularly well in training, or if it's a fitness issue. But the rumors are tomorrow Frimpong is going to start, and the rumors are tomorrow Chiesa, Ekitike, and Isak are all going to start up front, and Salah's gonna be dropped. So I mean, hopefully now that he's lost 4 games in a row, he might actually start playing those players. Jeffrey is fine. That's good. Good to hear. Good to hear. You're doing good. Daniel says we don't need miles in Germany. Yeah, most people use kilometers and kilograms, but we're more used to kind of miles and stones. Second half's kicked off. I should probably fix the timer, which I didn't stop at half time. What was the comment that came on the screen and you removed it? It was just somebody spamming. This one here. Hey homie, I can share your stream to help get you money. And I'm like, no, I clicked on it accidentally. Jeffrey says, Mo looks very tired. Yes, he does. He does look very tired. I think that's inevitable because he doesn't seem to ever sub him off. Even when he's playing badly, he doesn't seem to ever get subbed off. So as a result, he plays 90 minutes, and especially for a player at his age, even though he is very, very fit for his age, eventually those miles, they take a toll. So hopefully he starts, and the tiredness might be a reason. The tiredness might be a reason why his form isn't particularly great. So hopefully he starts making more use of Chiesa. Hopefully he starts making more use of Frimpong, because Frimpong can play on the right. And then that should give Salah a bit of rest, and then hopefully Salah can come back stronger. When Frimpong came on the other day against Man United, he looked very effective. Put some good crosses in. Looked dangerous. So yeah, I want to see a bit more of Frimpong. Fish says we should sign Kevin Campbell and Ben Sheaf. If you were to sign those players, though, who who would you sell? Because you'd have to sell somebody, I believe, to make up the numbers. Because you can only kind of register a certain amount of players. So is there somebody that you'd sell? I saw some rumors about McAllister and Real Madrid today. I don't know how much truth is in that, but yeah, you'd have to probably sell somebody. Jeffrey says most should sit and warm the bench. I think at this point, yes. I think at this point, yes. I think especially when you haven't really done much all season, and it feels a bit rude of me to kind of say that, considering he kind of carried Liverpool to a title last year. Ooh, they just hit the bar. Atletico just hit the bar. Atletico have been taking lessons from Cody Gakpo. Julian Alvarez just took a shot from outside the box, hit the bar. But yeah, on Salah, I think at this point he doesn't really seem to kind of be effective. He doesn't really seem to be contributing. He seems like he's half asleep, to be honest with you. That's kind of one side. But the other side of the coin every single time is, what are the alternatives? So the alternatives are Chiesa, the alternatives are Frimpong. And to be fair, when Chiesa and Frimpong come on, they look pretty good. They look pretty effective. So I agree with you. Like I'd bench Salah at this point, because the other side of the coin is, if you don't bench him when he plays terrible, then there's very little incentive for him to ever improve. So I would bench him, but I'm just not sure who I'd start in his place, whether it's Frimpong or Chiesa. I don't know. Is there somebody in particular who you would start ahead of Salah? I may be leaning towards Chiesa, but Frimpong's also a good option. Look says, mate, who won the first half of this game in your opinion? Maybe Arsenal just. I think Arsenal had about 9 shots on goal, and I think Atletico Madrid had about 1 or 2. So based on that, I'd perhaps be leaning towards Arsenal having a stronger first half. I think Arsenal's XG was also about 0.65, whereas Atletico's XG was about 0.2. So yeah, I'd definitely be leaning towards Arsenal. Yeah, on paper we have the best side. Yeah, on paper, there's very good players in every single position. Goalkeeper, there's good depth there. Defense, there's good depth there. The slight question on the centre back because of the Leone injury and so forth, but in general, there's good depth. Midfield, there's good depth. Forward line, there's very good depth. So on paper, it's a fantastic collection of players. But I think tactically, some serious adjustments need to be made. Whenever you see this team play recently, it doesn't feel like a team. It feels like 3 separate structures, where like the first structure is the defense, second structure is the midfield, and the third structure is the attack. But the structures don't feel aligned. They seem to be operating in their own world. Yeah, as you've kind of said there, the whole team doesn't seem to gel. It feels like 3 separate teams. Like there's the defense team, and there's the midfield team, and there's the attack team, but there's no coordination, there's no communication between them. Whereas the best teams are one team, not 3 separate teams. So I think that needs to be sorted out. Maybe he's being a bit too kind of edgy with his tactics. Like certainly against Man United, there were times where there was nobody in the middle, but there was 11 players. There was 11 players on the wings. So perhaps he needs to kind of take things back to basics. Fish loves Sabakoli, possibly Sabozlai, but hates McAllister. Why do you hate? Hate is a very strong word. I've never known you. Ooh, Yokerez with a chance, but he gets saved. What is it? What is it about McAllister that you? What is it about McAllister that you hate specifically? Because I could understand. I could understand you maybe disliking somebody, but hating McAllister's a bit much. Bella the dog says, "What do you think about West Ham's form?" Not great. I think they're in the relegation zone at the moment. And I think they've perhaps lost the last few games. But I think West Ham have too many good players to go down. So I think it's not great form at the moment. But I think they'll get out of the situation that they're in. I think they're just going through a rough patch. I'd be shocked if they get relegated. Axel, who's that? Is this like another? This guy over here. Axel Peisold. Apparently he's a defensive midfielder. So I mean, Liverpool could do with one of those. Is he any good? Are you familiar with this player? Is he any good? It looks like he used to play for Spurs back in the day. But now he's at Galway United. 20 years old. You'll have to give us a bit more background. Yeah, even Jeffrey's asking, why do you hate McAllister? Have I put you on the spot a bit? So you love Sabazla, you hate McAllister. What about Gravenberch? Do you not mind Gravenberch or is it just those two? Gomez, Canate, or Skirtle? I mean, is there an argument to say kind of prime Gomez, as in the 2020 Gomez before he started getting serious injuries? Is there an argument to say that version of Gomez is better than the others? I'll be honest, Skirtle I was never a huge fan of. I was always terrified seeing Skirtle play. Oh, Arsenal scored from a set piece. What a surprise. Set piece, Arsenal score. There's a set piece and then Arsenal score from the set piece. Life is completely unsurprising, is it not? I should have said as soon as the set piece was being taken, that Arsenal would score. So that is a surprise to absolutely nobody. I wonder how many set piece goals they've scored. So it was a Declan Rice free kick. Was it Gabriel header? To be fair, he is onside. Jeffrey says nice goal. Nice kind of organised goal, to be fair. It looks like it's something they would have had to kind of train and kind of drill in. But equally, it is annoying that they keep scoring from set pieces. Jeremy Civi. Who's Jeremy Civi? He is a winger. This guy here. Is this guy any good? Jeremy CV. He looks very happy. That's a positive. That's a positive at the very least. English professional footballer who plays as a winger. I've learnt something today. Jeremy CV, and who was the other one? Axel Peisold. Can Mamardashvili feature in Champions League group games? I mean, he can, but like beyond that, Atletico coming back into it. I mean, right now he's the number one because Alisson is injured. I think your question was perhaps more around if Alisson was fit. If Alisson was fit, would Mamardashvili play cup games? Or would Mamardashvili play Champions League games if Alisson was fit? Probably not. If Alisson was fit, I think if Alisson was fit, I reckon Alisson would be playing those games. Mamardashvili would probably be playing Carabao Cup, maybe FA Cup. But the thing is with Alisson is fantastic, but he does have a tendency to get injured very often. So by default now, Mamardashvili is going to be is going to be playing Champions League games. Mamardashvili is going to be starting tomorrow, 100%. Yeah, that goal looks like from the training ground. Yeah, 100%. I think it's something they would have kind of drilled and something they would have practiced. So to a certain degree, I think you have to respect the work that they put in to do that, even if it is a bit annoying. But it wasn't a fluke. I think that's something that they engineered. Jimmy Keohane, I'm guessing this is another Galway player. Yeah. He looks very happy. Is he a striker, this guy? Midfielder. He looks like a striker. Fish says Google whatever that is. I'm going to Google it, but I'm not going to... I'm going to check what it is first. Oh, you're going on about your Jedi Fallen Order game. Is this like a bad guy? Is this like an evil guy in your game? Jedi Fallen Order? Mini boss, yeah, makes sense. Can Frimpong redefine Liverpool's right side? I mean, it depends what you mean by the word redefine. He is a different type of player to Salah, and he is a different type of player to 66. So by virtue of being a different type of player, does that mean he redefines it because he's different? So I mean, in that sense, yes. Oh, just wide from Atletico. In that sense, yes. But the thing is with Frimpong, he needs to be given opportunity to play. He just seems to repeatedly be a bench player. Oh, here's 10 minutes. Here's 15 minutes. Here's 20 minutes. And it's like, it's hard for him to define anything in kind of... It's hard for him to define anything in that sort of... with that sort of time frame, because you can't really do much in 10 minutes, you can't really do much in 15 minutes. Makes things a lot tougher. If you could be invisible for a day, what would you do? I don't know, to be honest. I'd have to think about that. I'd have to think about that. Quite give you a proper answer. Fish says it's Ruben Amorim. Siphoning Lightning says hi. Poor Liverpool. Poor Liverpool indeed. For four losses in a row is not ideal. I can't lie. I really hope it's not a fifth tomorrow. So tomorrow's Frankfurt versus Liverpool. But equally, like if you said to me now, would you take a draw? I'd say no. I don't know if that's a delusion on my part, but I'd wanna see a win. Do you think we missed 66 for the crosses? To a certain degree. I mean, to a certain degree, yes. I think because I think his crosses, I think his long passes were very good. But I think on the flip side, he did seem to be injured. Oh, Arsenal are through here. Martinelli. Oh, Martinelli scored. That's a good goal, to be fair. That's a good goal, to be fair. And that one was not a set piece. I'm just waiting to see the replay. Just waiting to see the replay on that. But from what I could see, somebody who I think might have been Eze just kind of ran right through, passed it to Martinelli. Yeah, they're showing the replay here. No, that might have been Gabriel actually. Ran right through. No, Lewis Skelly. Yeah, it was Lewis Skelly. Lewis Skelly just basically just ran forward. Nothing too complicated. Just basically just ran forward, passed it to Martinelli, and Martinelli slotted it in. But yeah, on 66, I think to a certain degree, yes, they do miss his creativity. The flip side is like he was also injured. Like I swear he was injured for like a fair part of last season, and it wasn't an issue then. So I suspect the issue is more around the tactics of what they're doing now rather than specifically a 66. Siphoning Lightning says, would you take 17th and the Champions League? Would you take 17th? Originally, I was going to say no. And now I'm starting to think, yeah, I probably would, to be honest. Because, okay, you finished 17th, but equally, if you win the Champions League, you can't be that bad. So from a quality perspective, it's not the end of the world, because you still must be quite good to win the Champions League. And in many ways, it feels better winning the Champions League and finishing 17th than maybe finishing second and getting to the quarters of the Champions League and winning nothing. So yeah, to be honest, I probably would. Would you take that? Is that what happened to Spurs? Was Spurs 17th in Europa League last year? I can't remember. But it's going to be around about there. Siphoning Lightning says Liverpool should have sold Salah. Ooh, Gyökeres has scored, but I think Gyökeres has scored. It's 3-0. At least there's a few goals in the second half. But yeah, Liverpool should have sold Salah. The thing is, they couldn't sell him last year because his contract was up. So if he was to go last year, he would have gone on a free, if that makes sense. And it wouldn't have made sense to sell him at the start of the season because he had an all-timer season and basically single-handedly won Liverpool the league. So I think if they want to sell him, there's an opportunity to do that this year, I think. Realistically, Spurs finishing 17th winning the Champions League, that would be funny. Pro Skills says, hello, how are you? All good, not bad. How's things with you? Hope you're doing good. 4-goal comeback. Pro Skills says, I think Liverpool are too bad this season. Yeah, they're not having the best time at the moment. I'm hoping they can turn it around tomorrow. To be honest, I was convinced that they would beat Man United. Like, they've had an international break. They're coming back fresh. They've put out their little kind of videos. I was convinced they'd beat Man United. I'm less convinced that they'll beat Frankfurt. But I think, as Jeffrey's saying there, tomorrow's game is a must-win. Yeah, for me, it's a must-win. I think the point was raised earlier. Would you take a draw tomorrow? And I thought about it, and I was like, no. I think as kind of Jeffrey's saying, tomorrow is a must-win. Tomorrow is a must-win, 100%. Or slot must go. To be honest, I'd be willing to give him I'd be willing to kind of give him a chance, because the way I see it, he's won the league, and now he's kind of hitting his first. He's hitting his first kind of roadblock. He's hitting his first kind of. I don't want to say crisis, but he's hitting his first kind of difficult time. So, like, for me, if he really is as good as everybody was saying last year, I think give him a chance. Give him a chance to try and fix it. And I think he's earned the right to kind of fix it. I think the question is, how many losses will you take until you say, okay, enough is enough? And I don't know what the answer is to that yet. But I think given this is his first. Arsenal have scored again. What the F is going on? It's Gyökeres again. Atletico have just stopped defending in the last. Atletico have just like completely stopped defending in the last couple of minutes. You think Salah's getting sold in January? Is that Salah when you say he's gonna get sold in January? Do you reckon Salah? I don't think that will happen. I think that would be quite disrespectful to sell Salah in January. I can't lie. Like end of the season, I can understand, but January would be a bit much. You said Dudek. Were you maybe saying dude? Maybe stop starting Isak. The thing is, like, everyone's getting on Isak's back. I think Isak's been fine. The problem is, what I'm seeing is not a team. I'm seeing 3 separate teams. I'm seeing the defense team, the midfield team, and the attacking team. They're not kind of synergizing as one. So for me, kind of Isak's not so much the problem. Like, Ekitike is not so much the problem. Kerkez as an individual is not necessarily the problem. For me, it all goes back to the tactics. Kerkez is being played as a centre back. The midfield is non-existent. There's a giant hole in the middle, like a Krispy Kreme donut. And the kind of end result of that is that there's very little kind of supply to the strikers. Pixel says Newcastle scored. Sad. Is that against Benfica? Oh, they're 2-0 up. Harvey Barnes and Anthony Gordon. Yeah, they're probably going to win that, to be fair. Pro Skill says Man United comeback. What do you mean by comeback specifically? Yeah, Wirtz is not going to get sold in January. Unlikely to get sold this year. I reckon they'll give him 2 years at least. The thing is with Wirtz as well, he signed a 6-year contract. So selling him when he's got 5 years left versus selling him when he's got 4 years left, financially there doesn't seem to really be a huge difference in that. So I think they'll give him 2 years at least. Yeah. This is the thing for me. as Jeffrey is saying, Isak needs the ball to show his ability. There doesn't seem to be any supply, or there doesn't seem to be any sort of creativity behind him. For me, it's that thing I keep saying, where like, to me it feels like it's three separate teams. There's a defense team, there's a midfield team, and there's an attacking team, but they're not kind of harmonizing as one. There were like opportunities as well against kind of Man United where you feel like Salah could have maybe squared it, and if Salah squares it, it's an easy tap in for Isak, or it's an easy tap in for Wirtz. But Salah has a tendency to always go for shots, which again, to a certain degree, it's Salah's thing. Like, I don't want to use the word greedy, but he's always been a bit greedy to a certain degree. But maybe there's an opportunity here to play Frimpong instead. Frimpong seems like more of a guy who would cross the ball, who would maybe cut the ball across rather than go for a shot. So maybe if you play Frimpong, you might get more out of Isak, because Frimpong's more likely to pass the ball and Frimpong's more likely to cross the ball. And I think also if you play Frimpong, you're more likely to get more out of Wirtz because of their history at Leverkusen. Did Arsenal take something at half time? They probably did. Probably had like three cups of coffee and God knows where else. Dudek was Liverpool's best ever keeper, you reckon? I can't lie, I remember watching Dudek. Dudek would make me feel a bit uneasy. But he's Champions League heroics will always be remembered. Konate and Guehi most likely go to Madrid. I reckon Konate will go, and I think Mark Guehi will come to Liverpool. I think Konate, when he's playing, his head seems elsewhere. Like, his head is in the clouds. He's not really concentrating. For the Harry Maguire goal, the other day, he completely left Harry Maguire on his own for a free header. But behind Harry Maguire, there was also a De Ligt who had a free header, and there was also a third player who also had a free header. So Konate doesn't seem to be concentrating. I think Konate will be off. I hope we get Mark Guehi, because if both were to go with Madrid, then that might limit one of their play times, if you think about it. Yeah, I think Man United will get a better spot than last year. Was it like 15th, 14th, something like that? I think they'll do better. Do you wish you signed Kudos or Xavi Simons? No. For me, the issues that are kind of plaguing the team at the moment, they're more kind of tactical and structural. I don't feel like they are specific to any one player. Like, I feel like if you had let's swap some players around. So I feel like if you had Haaland instead of Isak, and you had Rice instead of McAllister, and you had Xavi Simons instead of Wirtz, I feel like if you have the same tactics, I think the issue is going to remain. So I think the bad form, I feel the bad form is agnostic of the playing staff, and I think it's linked to the tactics, basically. Salah's isolated on the pitch. Yeah, I mean, you're noticing it as well. Like, it's the thing I'm saying, where I'm like, it's not a team, it's three separate teams. It's a defense team, and it's a midfield team, and it's an attacking team. And naturally, when you have three separate teams, you don't have that communication. And when you don't have that communication, the three separate teams are isolated and separate. And I think that's the cause of what they're facing. Yeah, some shots have lately gone astray. There was the one at the near post against Man United, where like he was maybe like a meter away from the goal, and he just needed to square it to Wirtz, or he just needed to square it to Isak, and he took a shot. And in addition to taking a shot, he didn't even get it on target. So he took a shot from a meter away and completely missed the goal. Is that concentration? Is that tiredness maybe that Jeffrey mentioned earlier? Salah looks tired. Maybe he needs to hold bench for a bit. It could be multiple things. It could also be multiple things. It could be more than one thing. Salah's head was so, yeah, could be. That must mean Arne Slot and Pep Guardiola are the greediest. Pro Skills says Liverpool really missing Luis Diaz, Jota, but not Trent so much. Yeah, I think the thing with Diaz in particular is that Diaz was very selfless. Like he wasn't like a greedy player. He was more of a team type of player who kind of run. And to kind of give Núñez a compliment to a certain degree, last year I feel like you'd have Diaz who would run, and you'd have Núñez who would run. And when the other two guys are running, I felt like that made up for the fact that Salah was not running, because Diaz is running a lot and Núñez is running a lot, and even Jota was running a lot. So I think that made up for the fact that Salah was not running. But now there's maybe a bit less running in the attack, which makes it harder to cover for the fact that Salah's not running. Yeah, this is the thing that Siphoning Lightning has mentioned that I was going on about earlier. And of all the things that you could list about Liverpool, of all the things you could list about the tactics, this is the one that irritates me more than anything else. Liverpool are playing an attacking fullback, only in a defensive role, that being Kerkez. Yeah, so Kerkez last season was in the team of the season as a attacking fullback, getting up and down the pitch, putting crosses in, getting forward, running forward. And I was like, great, okay, we've got the next Robertson, let's go. And then he's in Liverpool's team, and number one, he's not really running forward, and number two, he seems to be playing as a third centre back. Like he's tucking in to the defense rather than running forward. He's sitting back, and I'm like, if that's what you wanted, your Robertson replacement to do, why would you buy Kerkez? Because Kerkez isn't like a centre back. So again, it's tactics. Regardless if you have Kerkez or if you have Roberto Carlos, if you make them defend like a defender, that to me is agnostic of the personnel. It's more kind of tactical. Newcastle have scored a third. Harvey Barnes. Konate is in Wonderland. Like his head he doesn't seem to really be concentrating. Khalid says, hi, Ronaldo or Messi? I will go with whatever you like, Khalid. Tell me which one you like and I will go with him. But if you push me for an answer, I'd say Messi. But equally, like if somebody says Ronaldo, like I understand, I get it. Like there's logic behind Ronaldo, there's logic behind Messi. You never leave the goat open for a header. Yeah, Konate is in Wonderland. Would you take Christian Romero or Van de Ven at Liverpool? They're both very good defenders. I would take both of them if they were interested. I don't know if Van de Ven still kind of has injury kind of concerns or anything like that. But if you just look at the player, they are both kind of very good players. Pro Skill says, who are you supporting in the 2026 World Cup? It tends to be like whichever team has the most Liverpool players, to be honest. I generally don't follow kind of international football too much. Back in the day, it was Spain. So back in the day, like Rafa Benitez times, it was Spain, because Spain had the most Liverpool players. Nowadays, probably Netherlands, because Netherlands got the most Liverpool players. Yeah, I do think the tactics. I do think the tactics are a problem. Like he has changed the tactics a lot based on how it was last year. But maybe he needs to find some sort of middle ground. Maybe the changes are too drastic. Pro Skills says Desiree Doué brace today, yeah, for PSG. It's currently 6-2. I think he's got 4 goals. Wow. Nice. Just drop Wirtz into the defense. Can't be worse than Kanate, to be fair. Yeah. I think you're maybe giving Nunes a bit too much credit. Nunes would miss a shot because he was brainless. but the impact and the follow on from that is he would run around a lot, which would negate the need for Salah to run around. Mo doesn't run back, only forwards. Yeah, and then that opens up a risk. I think that opens up a risk on the team because if Salah's not running back, then the right fullback is probably going to get doubled up on. Is probably going to get tripled up on. So maybe that's why Bradley's playing. Ooh, Atletico almost get a consolation goal and they fluff it up. Conor Gallagher fluffs it up. So maybe that's why Bradley's playing, because Bradley's a bit more defensive, and if Salah's not going to track back, then maybe you need the more defensive player. But the flip side is, if you've lost 4 games in a row, can you really afford to kind of carry Salah? Would it not be better to play maybe Frimpong as the right winger or Chiesa as the right winger? And that way, at least they track back. Khalid said, "Really, I had a feeling I would pick the wrong one." Siving Lightning says, "Ronaldo or Messi? I choose Zlatan." My favorite defender. Favorite defender would be Van Dijk. Romero signed a new contract. I mean, fair play to Spurs because Romero is a very good defender, and I mean tying him down for a 5-year deal, which is a long-term deal. All you can say is kind of fair play to Spurs. You know, like they were organized and they sorted themselves out and they did the right thing. Pro Skills likes Ronaldo not only on the basis of gameplay on the field, but also the mentality and the captaincy. Yeah, I mean, I think his mentality can be admired. The thing that really kind of stuck in my mind, was it at the World Cup or Euros? You know, when he had the bottle of Coca-Cola, and he was like, no Coca-Cola, drink water. Like, I respect that level of discipline and that level of self-control to have, because, you know, everyone likes pizza, everyone likes chocolate, but like Ronaldo has trained himself to be very disciplined, and I think you have to respect that, to be fair. Khalid agrees with Pro Skills. Your favorite football club? Liverpool. I support Liverpool, as you can see from this badge. But how about you, Khalid? Do you have a favorite team? Joshua says United. You should have added one more United. You should have said United 4 times to symbolize the 4 losses that we've had in a row. So you should have said United. That's the only way we can cope, by laughing. Yeah, Liverpool are also missing Jota on the field and off the field as well. I think Jeffrey agrees with the kind of general kind of Salah consensus. Real Madrid or Barcelona? Generally speaking, like neither. If I'm honest with you, like for me, I've never really felt attachment to another club. Not to say I'm in the right and everyone else who does is the wrong. It's just the way I feel, kind of thing. they're both good teams. Like I admire them both as teams. But personally, like I've never really felt anything, if you know what I mean. Siphoning Lightning says drop Salah and start Ekitike at right wing. That's a possibility. You could also drop Salah, start Chiesa right wing. You could also drop Salah, start Jeremy Frimpong right wing. But I think all of those options, so whether it's Ekitike, whether it's Frimpong, whether it's Chiesa, all of those are at least going to track back and put a bit of effort in. Because I think you can afford to carry Salah, and you can afford for Salah to not track back if he's scoring a million goals. But if he's not scoring a million goals, then eventually it becomes a detriment to the team. Pro Skill says Arsenal finally winning Premier League. I don't know, to be honest. It's way too early. Because if you think of the Premier League table now in October, it's very different to the Premier League table in September. And that makes me think the Premier League table in November is going to be very different, and the Premier League table in Christmas is also going to be very different. I just think there's a very long way to go. I'm not saying Liverpool are necessarily going to win it. It could be Arsenal, it could be Liverpool, it could be Chelsea, it could be Man City. I just think it's a bit too early, I think. I like Zlatan. No explanation needed. I support 3 clubs in Spurs, Melbourne City and South Melbourne. Fair enough. Like, some people have attachments to multiple teams, and I think that's fine. Like me personally, like I wish I had an attachment to more teams, because then I'd have more kind of games to watch. You know what I mean? Like, this game is fun. This Arsenal Atletico game is fun, but I also don't really care. You know what I mean? Whereas if I felt an attachment to maybe Melbourne City, I could watch those games and be excited for them. So it's a good thing to a certain degree. Ronaldo Banga, that speaks to the mentality 100%. Van Dijk, Konate or Carragher. Van Dijk number 1, maybe Carragher number 2. I don't know. It'll be tough between Konate and Carragher. Jeffrey says United win after 10 years. Yeah. Has it been 10 years? That is pretty crazy. I can't lie. It still irritates me that it was at Anfield. Like, I'm over the result because, life goes on. The earth carries on spinning. But the fact that it was at Anfield still irritates me. If it was at Old Trafford, it'd be a bit easier to accept. Pro Skill says, how your love and attachment to Liverpool started. That's a good question. And this is the honest story, yeah? This is the honest story. And it's such an unremarkable story. So nobody in my family supports Liverpool. Nobody supports Liverpool. The way I started supporting Liverpool is when I was 6 years old, the brother of a girl in my class at school, so the older brother of a girl in my class in school said, you should support Liverpool, they're really, really good. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, man, Liverpool. And he was like, Liverpool, they're the best. And I was like, what about Man United? And he's like, no, Liverpool. And I was like, okay, you convinced me. That's the story. That's the story. That is the story. The older brother, he wasn't much older, because I was in, he went to the same school. I think he was a few years older. But the older brother of a girl in my class convinced me. And I don't know where this guy is now. I don't know if he's dead. I don't know where he is. But like, he has no idea that he impacted my life. Spurs gonna win the treble. Sorry. It's possible. Pro Skills says Salah's issue is that he's selfish when he don't have to, and unselfish where he should be. Yeah, so to sum that up, I guess you could maybe call that decision making to a certain degree, making the wrong decision. Selfish when he don't have to, and unselfish. Yeah, I think that's especially within certain games. Certain games he can be very guilty of that. Certain games, but sometimes where you see it's gone to his head, like it's gone to his head, and he'll just repeatedly keep on being selfish. It does become a bit annoying. I support South Melbourne, says Siphoning Lightning, and Melbourne City because of my mother. Nice, okay. A bit of it's good to have a bit of kind of historical context and a historical link there. Still, Man United 7-0 defeat will be iconic. Yeah, that will be one of those things that I don't think anybody will forget for a long time. Like the 2-1 the other day. 2-1 is nice and all, but people will forget the 2-1 next year. But the 7-0, I don't think anyone will forget. Siphoning Lightning says, my mother and my friends support Liverpool, thankfully. I think you've just made a slight typo at the end there. But my mother and my friends support Liverpool, thankfully. Pro Skill says, girl or your crush? To be honest, it was just like a random girl. Like, I remember her name, but like she wasn't like a crush, or she wasn't like one of my friends either, which makes the story all the more weirder. She was just like another girl in my class, and her older brother was there, and he was like, yeah, you support Liverpool really good. And it's not like a girl, like I was like 6 years old. It's not a girl like I was particularly friends with or anything like that. Like to a certain degree, it was just like a random girl, which makes the story all the more weirder. Jeffrey supports Liverpool because of the Beatles. Very nice. I think quite a few people do because of the Beatles. So that's understandable, to be fair. Beatles had quite a few hits. My favorite Beatles song is probably "In My Life." I know it's perhaps not the most popular Beatles song. But yeah, "In My Life." Ikram's trying to give me a heart attack, saying, "Would you rather have a never-ending supply of chocolate or pizza?" I was tempted to say pizza, but then if it's the same pizza and you just have like a never-ending supply of it, eventually you get sick of the pizza, so I'd have to go for chocolate. Pro Skills says, it's a beautiful story, by the way. Has small moments of childhood made a beautiful story? Yeah, no, it is, yeah. This random guy who was the older brother of a girl in my class made me not force me, but is the reason why I support Liverpool, purely because he said, yeah, Liverpool are a good team. It is pretty crazy. Charlotte says, beard looking epic. Thank you very much. I had to dye it the other day because getting a few grey spots. Reluctant Gamer says, Newcastle won 3-0. Get in. 3-0. It was 2-0 when I had a look. Anthony Gordon, 32nd minute. Harvey Barnes, 2 goals for Harvey Barnes. 70th minute. And also 83rd minute. Nice. So Newcastle up to 7th. In the Champions League table. That's a nice little win. 7-2, says Bella the Dog. Bella the Dog. Vitinha got the goal on the 90th minute. That's crazy, mate. 9 goals. Siphoning Lightning supported Spurs for 12 years. Nice. I would have been supporting Liverpool for like 30 odd years. Pizza or chocolate, any, but if it's not unhealthy, yeah. Understandable. Siphoning Lightning still hasn't forgotten 2019. What happened in 2019? I don't remember 2019. Was there a Champions League final of some sort, or was there something else? It's just so long ago. I don't remember. Pro Skill says, I know how I became a fan of Ronaldo. I saw his poster on Brother Room and asked, who is this guy? He told me he's the best player in the world. Since then, I believe it. Yeah, to be fair, so your story is kind of similar to mine if you think about it. So my story is the brother of a girl in my class said Liverpool are the best team, and I believed it. I was like, okay, I'll support them. And your story is you saw a poster and they said Ronaldo's the best, and you're like, okay, good for me. So similar story. That actually makes me feel a bit better that I'm not crazy with my origin story, because your origin story is quite similar. Bella the dog says, bye, see you tomorrow, peace, take care, have a nice evening, see you tomorrow for the Frankfurt Liverpool game. Siphoning Lightning only chose to support Spurs to annoy my mother. Fair enough. That's a good reason as any. To be fair, it's a good reason as any. My brother doesn't like football. Fair enough. It's a blessing and a curse to a certain degree. Because on the one hand, by liking football, you have something to kind of look forward to, and you have something to enjoy. But the kind of flip side is, if your team loses, then it can kind of get your mood down a bit, even though it's something that you can't control. So it's a bit bizarre. So it's a blessing and a curse. Take care, Jeffrey. See you tomorrow. Elizabeth says, hi, how are you, Elizabeth? Hope you're good. We've just finished watching, I use that term loosely, but just finished watching Arsenal Atletico Madrid. 4-0 win for Arsenal. I'll just go over the scores quickly before I depart. Barcelona 6-1 versus Olympiacos. Arsenal 4-0 versus Atletico Madrid. PSG 7, Leverkusen 2. Dortmund 4, Copenhagen 2. Newcastle 3, Benfica 0. PSV 6, Napoli 2. Union Saint-Gilloise 0. Inter 4, Man City 2-0 against Villarreal. Quite a few goals today. It's beautiful when your family also watches football. In India, football is unknown. Yeah, I mean, the more people that watch it, the more exciting it is. To be fair, the more people that are engaged, it makes it more interesting, and it makes it feel like there's a bit more on the line. So if the stakes are higher, it makes things a bit more interesting. Ikram says legit facts, and Charlotte says yes indeed. Fantastic, cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna scram now, because it's 10 o'clock in England, so it's pretty late. But I'll be back tomorrow. Frankfurt, Liverpool tomorrow. And then after that, probably the weekend for Liverpool, somebody. Liverpool, Crystal Palace, Real Madrid, Barcelona. But yeah, anyway, hope you guys have a nice evening. And yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Take care.